Watch this. Most players either muscle through underspin or loft it off the table. The secret is two phases, not one. When looping against backspin, most amateur players fall into one of two traps. Either they swing hard straight forward and dump the ball into the net, or they lift too high and lose all control. The key concept I want to teach you today is a two-phase approach. Lift first, then explode forward. Think of the swing as an arc. If your entry point is too low, you'll clip the net every time. If your racket angle is too open, the ball flies long. So let me walk you through how to generate that friction and get the ball to climb properly. From all the training sessions I've done, I see the same problem over and over with amateur players looping backspin. They set up, and then they do one of two things. Either they punch straight forward with all their force, or they scoop the ball way up into a high, floaty arc. They never combine the two phases. Watch, my partner sends me a backspin ball. First, I lift it, bringing the ball up to its high point. Then I explode forward with the power drive. At the high point, you compress forward and drive through the ball. The arc is there, and now you add the punch. That's how you get a real topspin loop with pace. So should we break this into two separate stages for practice? Absolutely. The reason most amateurs struggle is they try to generate power from the very first moment of contact. They force the ball off the racket face too quickly. There's no dwell time, no friction buildup. We need to split the stroke into two distinct parts. The problem is most players go straight to the forward phase. They never reach the height they need. They don't have the awareness or the ability to create that upward arc first. Phase 1 is about building height. Open the racket face slightly and drive your force from low to high. This is pure spin creation. Phase 2 is the forward punch. Once you've brought the ball up, you drive through it. That's the power loop. No matter how low the incoming ball is, I lift it first, and only then do I drive forward. Next, you cannot swing straight back to front on a backspin ball. If you push the racket forward with an open face, you're just hitting. There's no friction, no spin. You have to angle the racket and brush upward on a diagonal path. Use your body to trace that arc. Drive from your legs upward and forward at an angle. Watch me here. I catch the ball after the bounce, brush upward, and carry it along this arc to the peak. Then I rotate my body forward and drive through. Now, for the forward phase, you need to intercept the ball. As the ball rises, meet it and friction through it. Then at the right height, push forward. When you watch professional matches, every single player draws the racket back behind their hip. That deep backswing position lets them sweep up through the ball in a natural arc. The racket naturally swings out to the side and traces that arc. But when you lean in and let your body rotation guide the swing, the racket path and your body arc match up perfectly. In coaching, we always emphasize using the body to generate power, and here's why it matters so much. In a real rally, everything is uncertain. After you serve, you don't know if the return is coming to your forehand or backhand. You can't preposition perfectly. So when you're reaching for the ball, your arm alone simply cannot generate enough force or create the arc you need. That's why you drop your center of gravity. When you get low, your body weight becomes the engine. I use my body to carry the arm, leveraging my full body weight to lift the ball's trajectory. This is exactly why so many players struggle with looping backspin. Your body has to travel through an arc that matches the arc of your swing. Your arc can't go too high, though. Every additional height you add to the trajectory increases the arc length, roughly 5 to 8% for each unit of height. Watch my partner loops one with a higher arc, and the ball travels noticeably longer. If I try to match that extra height, the added arc length pushes the ball past the end of the table. So once the ball reaches a certain height in your swing, you must close the racket face and bring the trajectory back down. My partner sends me a lower ball this time. Watch, the arc on the incoming ball is sometimes higher, sometimes lower, and that changes everything. When the ball comes in with a slightly higher arc, my swing path has to mirror that arc. I match the curve of the incoming ball with the curve of my stroke. Now, against a really heavy, really low backspin, the incoming arc is shallow. I still follow the same rule. Once my racket passes the highest point, I transition forward. But I set my arc just slightly above the ball's trajectory for a margin of safety. If I keep manufacturing upward arc past that peak, the ball sails long. Watch in slow motion. I bring the racket up to match the ball's height, and the instant I reach that level, I go forward. No extra lift. See, when I start at the same height as the ball's arc, I go straight forward. No overshoot, no sailing long. The ball stays on the table. Now when the incoming ball carries more spin, I simply raise my starting arc a touch higher than the ball's trajectory, just a touch, and then drive forward from that peak. Go home and try this. It will feel completely different. But here's the most common mistake during this process. Once you've built the arc, your upper body must lean forward and rotate over the ball, not horizontally like a door swinging shut. That horizontal twist is just torquing sideways. It adds no downward compression. You need a forward lean, with rotation happening through the upper body. That's what brings the arc back down and wraps around the ball. Watch, first I lift the ball to a safe height above the net, and only then do I explode forward. Even against a steep incoming angle, the sequence stays the same. Secure the arc first, then punch through. If you skip the lift and try to blast the ball flat from the start, you and the net become best friends. Every loop is 2 phases. Arc up to a safe height, then drive forward with force. Keep that idea in your mind, and your strokes will follow.